Hello students. In this video, let us continue by looking into optical marker recognition. So OMR you are all heard of, at least you have heard or you have might be filled some of the forms through this optical mark recognition. Some of the exams are on this optical mark recognition sheets. So we'll see what it is, okay? So when the name itself says optical mark recognition, it's nothing but the mark is recognized by the opticals or the lights, okay? Optics or the lights. That recognized information is then converted to whatever the information you need to do. Okay, so that is it is a process of detecting the presence of the intended marked responses. Okay, and it is done by there is a device that is optical mark reading. It reads the information from the OMR sheets. So in order to be detected, the mark has to be positioned correctly on the paper where it has to be marked. Okay, otherwise it cannot read it. Only where the space is provided, there you mark, it understands what you have done or what answer you have given or what the intention of you marking that space. And it enables high speed reading. Like large quantities of data can be easily done without using a keyboard. So mainly it is used for answer script reading and with special printed forms which is printed with boxes which is marked with the dark pencil or ink, that is scanned and you get the information what was typed or what was written in that sheet. This is passed under a light source, so the presence of dark ink and the white sheet, it converted into electrical pulses which is transformed to the computer, and it has better recognition than OCR because I told you it can only see the text, and even if the texts are no a little the fonts are different or it differs in some way, it cannot be read easily. But OMR has a better recognition than this, and because of this fewer mistakes are made, and machines can get the answers and read the marks easily rather than the handwritten characters. So since this is the large data, this technology can have this large data to be read quickly without a need for special trained staff, and scan about 1500 to 10,000 forms per hour. And but these readers are a little slow. So the person writing the form should follow special instructions while filling it. So if there is any dirt or any folding in the paper, then the OMR sheet will not read the data properly. And alignment of printing forms, all those things should be very carefully maintained. So this is how OMR sheet looks like. See, here are the registration number. Like here in this also you should put the numbers wherever it's needed. Then all those things only see if it is present as a dark, it reads, and wherever it's the dark position is not there, then it is not read. Okay, so it is usually given for multiple choice questions. See, there are 4 choices in that one you answer. So if you answer the third one, that is recognized as the answer by the OMR reader, that OMR sheet reader. So then you can get the info. Like for first one, third is answer. Second one, third is answer. That is how the information is calculated or got through OMR sheets, and the marks are awarded accordingly. So this is OMR machine. The sheets are inserted here, and you get the result are calculated by this machine. Next is magnetic ink character recognition. So there are special characters written on the check you might have seen. So you know the check number, wherever it's written here that there is a special characters, and this character you printed using a special ink which contains iron particles that can be magnetized. So in order to read this, there should be again a magnetic ink character reader. Okay, for it's used to read the MICR codes, and it reads the character by examining the shapes in the matrix form and the information is then passed on to the system. So usually this is used in a checkbook, I told you. So it is used by the banks, so that anybody simply cannot use the check, cannot use a fraudulent checks. Okay, that is why it is used, so that it is not easy to have this ink and to print that. And if at all it's a fake, there would not be these magnetized particles. And so when the MICR reads it, it will not read that code. And so and also the reading speed of this is higher, and it is efficient and time saving, and you get the check, you can read the check that is a genuine. Okay, see, this is the MICR code where is present. So here is usually check number present. So when you insert this check, leave to the this MICR reader, so it reads and says whether this characters are recognized or not, that the ink is recognized or not, then it will be considered as a genuine check. The most familiar one you are all knowing, we have in our library also, that is barcode reader. So it's a machine readable code in the form of a group parallel vertical lines of a varying widths. We have seen this barcode in almost every product we purchase, right? Even in the malls, all the products are having this barcode on them, and they're used they're used to barcode reader to get the items, or to bill the items. So mainly it is used for labeling goods. As I told, it's available in supermarkets and numbering books in the libraries. So these codes are sensed by a barcode reader using a reflective light, and whatever the information is read, it is put into the computer, which recognize what kind of book it is with the help of that code, with the thick and thin lines spacing of bars. That is white spaces, whatever in between these black lines is read as numbers. It's a handheld device, and you can only have this for stationary items, like the item should not be moving. And there are some fixed barcode readers also, you might have seen in these, again, supermarkets itself. So it is put under a kind of table, and there are on above it there is glass, and when you keep this item on over that, it reads the barcode and it is billed. And it provides enormous benefit, such as capturing data faster, more accurate, and around 5 to 7 times faster than a skilled typist. Instead of typing, barcode reading is very easier. So the error rate is 1 in 3 million. That is, it's almost to nil only. There are no errors at all. And it reduces cost in terms of labor. In supermarkets, there are so many people waiting for this. You can't keep typing on what goods they have purchased, right? You just have to scan the code, and just it gets built up by itself. And time, everything is saved, and the number of people needed for this also is saved, and errors are not there. So it's very useful. And it's used in supermarkets, department stores, libraries, and other places. It's commonly seen in greeting cards and books, and nowadays it's used in grocery shops also, to determine and to sold the all the packet goods are sticked with this barcode, and you can get easily accessed. So this is a barcode, and the in between lines, these white lines are actually red, and the barcode reader gives the information. Nowadays the barcode, this QR code is also scanned the same way. It's slowly becoming popular. Like your phone can scan a QR code, right? So that is also there. So nowadays this is becoming popular. It's a extended version of your barcode, because in barcode it's only two dimensional. Like you can have only that white spaces are read as matrix of like your 2 cross 2. Here it's not that. See, all these white spaces are one space, then the length depends on how many number of numbers you want to say. Actually, this QR code was invented because barcode numbering was not enough. Like you cannot have such a long, like codes, like up to maybe 50 digits, 100 digits codes cannot be read. It's not practical. So this has the information of all those things, because it's a kind of 3D representation, they say. Even though it's like present in just in two-dimensional one, they say it's like many, not just 50, it can have millions of like numbers can be read through this code. So that is how this was invented, after like barcode was invented. So that completes about the input devices. In the next videos, let's see about the output devices. Thank you.